Hello, everybody. It's Chris Johnstone here. Hope everybody is doing well. Let's make sure we don't have any technical issues going on here, and then we will get started. I'm really looking forward to having everybody on here. So just a quick hello. I don't know what I'm going to look like here. We're working hard. Okay, cool. So we're like a little bit dim here, but we're okay. Awesome. Hey, everybody. So, yes, absolutely. We are live. It's 2 o'clock, and we are ready to go. I am just thrilled to have you here and to be sharing this with you, simply because we have discovered a way to fast track the results that we're getting from Google. Okay. And this is huge because Google generates the highest quality leads essentially possible. Right. And we're going to go. There we go. I think we got some people calling like, hey, I can't get into the webinar. If that's the case, just Google Connection Incorporated, call the 1-800 number, and the staff will be happy to help you out and get you on the event. We're filling up here. So anyways, the whole purpose of today's event is fast tracking results from Google. So basically, we're really good at two things: generating mortgage customers from Google and generating mortgage customers from Facebook. And they both work really well. But I believe that everybody should have Google and Facebook. So if you're going to be doing the Facebook marketing systems, I believe that you should have Google as well, simply because the leads that come through are the highest quality online leads possible. They are at the end of the buying cycle. They have actually picked up a device or gone onto their computer and Googled mortgage lender or mortgage broker. They're actively looking for you. So when they see you and they see you on the front page with more ratings and reviews than your competitors, or even a competitive amount of ratings and reviews than your competitors, and they call you, they are very highly likely to do business with you. You don't have to chase anybody. They call you. We have some clients, and I'll show you a couple of testimonials throughout the presentation here today, that are funding up to 30 to 40% of the inbound phone calls that they get are actually funding into an actual closed funded mortgage. So they're high quality borrowers, exceptionally good quality leads. Now, you're not going to get overwhelmed with leads, but the people that call you, and I'm going to show you how to get basically a call a day, right? And you should be able to turn a very high majority of those people into business without autoresponders, without text messaging, without any real follow-up systems at all. These people are going to find you and call you. Now, Facebook is phenomenal for real estate lead generation, mortgage lead generation, referring those people out to your realtors, or putting people into a system so that when they're ready, they call you. But you got to have that system in place. Google is just rank on Google, get the phone calls. And today I'm going to show you how to fast track that with a brand new system where you can jump immediately onto the front page while you're waiting for your SEO to catch up and get you in front of that ranking. And this is really cool because we do a ton of research every day. We've got a pretty sizable staff team that just does SEO, and we're constantly reverse engineering different marketplaces. And we're seeing this in less than 20% of the marketplaces where we have active customers. People haven't figured out how to run these ads yet. They show up right in the 3-pack, and I'm going to teach you how to run those ads so that they show up. There's actually a fourth placement that's showing up. So that's what you're going to learn here on the event. And we'll get right into the content because I don't want to spend too much time previewing this stuff. So if you could just let me know that you can hear my voice and that you can see my screen. So Nick is saying, I can't hear you. So Nick, if you can hear me now, if you could just go ahead and type yes into the chat box. Let me know that you can hear my voice and that you can see my screen, and just let me know where y'all are from, because we got people from kind of all over North America that are here on the event. So let me know where you're from, and then when we get to the Q&A at the end, maybe we can do some reverse engineering of some marketplaces and actually dive into your marketplace. I'm going to stick around for as long as I possibly can, answer all your questions, and actually get you help implementing this stuff. So Carl says yes. George says yes. I can hear you and see you. Marley, cool. Thank you very much. Ryan, hey, brother. Great to see you on the event. He says, gotcha. Al says yes. Thumbs up from David. David, what's up? Great to see you. Cindy, Steve, Michael, Terry, Janelle, Scott, Mark, Jean. Oh, cool. Oh, man, we got people from all over. Tacoma, Atlanta, San Jose, California. We actually have a case study in one of our slides today from San Jose. So Elda, I think that you'll find that very cool. Newport Beach. Jay, what's up, brother? Hope all is well. Mike, great to see you on the call. Mike D, I guess you could say, little Beastie Boys reference to get this thing started. Okay, so we're going to hop right into it, and I am going to hide my webcam. So any questions that you have, just type those into the chat box, and I will make sure that I answer all of the questions that come in while we're going through the presentation. So I'm going to stop sharing the webcam. We're going to biggie size the screen. And here we go. Let's get into it. So this is how to get the highest quality online leads and more closings on autopilot. Basically, what you're getting here today is the system that we're using for organic rankings on Google to generate phone calls from people that are high quality borrowers at the end of the buying cycle. And I'm going to show you how to accelerate those results using these new paid strategies that Google has just announced. This was an email from an account manager who had a call with one of our clients, Mike, and these are his results year to date. So this includes January, February, March, April, and so far the results in May. And he's up to 12 funded deals year to date. And this is not an income claim at all. This is a statement of averages. Mike is in a marketplace of just over 100,000 people. So from a population-based size, you know kind of what type of traffic he's dealing with. He's the best rated loan officer in his local marketplace, 12 funded deals. We've averaged it out and just guesstimated at $2,500 per deal. So he's up to roughly $30,000 worth of commissions generated off the system this year thus far. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you, is exactly what we have helped Mike to implement in that local marketplace. Now, again, I just want to be super clear. I'm not saying that Mike has made $30,000. I think that the number is actually a little bit north of that. But as an average, if we were to take $2,500 per deal, because that's kind of where we see people when they get on the webinar, like, how much do you make per deal? That tends to be an average. I want to help you kind of just get your head around the concept of what we're building here today. Here's another one from our client, Gert. Again, this is an email that she sent back into her account manager. So far, she's funded 5 deals in the last 4 months of this year. So if we take that again at that average of $2,500, not an income claim, your deals might be higher, your deals might be lower. I don't know your specific business, but for Gert, a good ballpark is around $2,500. So she's around somewhere around the range of $12,500 in commissions generated this year, again, from what you're going to learn today. So today, I'm going to help you take these results to the next level. So I'm going to show you how to become the #1 choice in your local marketplace, so that when somebody goes on and looks for a mortgage lender or looks for a mortgage broker, you're seen as the obvious first choice for who they should be dealing with. And remember, these are people, if they're going on Google, they don't like the lender that their realtor has referred them to, or they don't have an existing relationship and they're using the internet to make their decision, right? So it immediately puts you in a position where you can convert a high percentage of those leads because they're already actively looking for you, right? This is also going to help you make every real estate partner conversion easier, because imagine, you go to the coffee appointment or you get the call from the realtor and they're like, hey, I want you to sponsor my Zillow advertising, or I want you to do this or that, or this other guy is doing whatever, right? And you're able to go back to them and say, well, hey, look, I understand that there's a lot of noise in the marketplace right now, but what we really pride ourselves on is making sure that all of your deals fund and that all of your deals close and that you never have a problem with the lender. As a matter of fact, you can tell your customer to Google mortgage lender. They'll be able to see our information on there and all the ratings and reviews from our past customers. That's going to help you close more of your business. So it gives you this almost unduplicatable advantage over everybody else that's trying to pitch the realtors that you have in your stable, because they're then able to use your social proof to help them look better in the marketplace with their clients and their customers. It also gives you leads that don't have a relationship with a realtor that you can then refer out. But there's not a ton of that happens on the system. It's just a nice little cherry on top when it does happen. This creates a consistent stream of the highest quality leads that are available online. And that is absolutely, well, you all know what it's like to be in the online lead generation space. If you've bought leads in the past or you've tried to generate your own leads, you know that when somebody calls you off of Google and they've either been referred and they found you online, or you've seen somebody that's had one of those front page rankings, it's just nice, steady, consistent business. Again, this isn't going to be like this massive skyrocketing thing. This is going to be one of those core fundamentals that you get in your business that just churns out a profit every month and just helps to get rid of those rainbows of income that so many in the industry are accustomed to. It's just going to give you this nice flat baseline where you know it's going to come in every month, and then you can build on top of that. But nice, positive, steady, healthy ROI every month to make sure that your business is just healthy and stable. This is also going to help you generate more deals from your past clients, because you're going to be able to show ads to those people to remind them to send you their referrals and come back to you when it's time for them to do business. And again, they're going to be trained over time. Once you're at this, a year, 2 years, 3 years, they know they can just Google mortgage lender or mortgage broker and you're going to pop up. They know exactly where to find you. You live on the front page of Google, right? And this is all while working less and getting better customers. So you don't have to chew through a whole bunch of leads. And the leads that you do get into the business have good credit, so you don't have to spend time chasing people or putting them into credit repair programs or any of that nastiness, right? So with all of that, here's what we're going to do. The ultimate combo of search and paid advertising. And again, this is 100% specific to Google, and we're going to go through this stuff reasonably quickly. Now, this was a study that was done by Accenture. And this was the Digital Banking and Mortgage Survey. I believe they've actually got a fancier title than that. I probably didn't do it justice there. But they show that more than a fifth, or 23% of U.S. consumers who purchased a mortgage over the past year did so through the internet or an online channel, which was an 8% increase over their 2012 findings. And this study here was done, I believe, in 2015. We are anxiously awaiting the next stat to come out, because I know it's going to be more than 23% this next time. Or, I mean, it's very likely that it will be. But if you think about that, almost 25%, or 1/4 of the deals that are happening are now directly influenced by doing an online search to find a lender, right? And Google is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I didn't pull any statistics on, the dominance of Google over Yahoo or MSN, but I think we're a little bit past that conversation now in the marketplace. So if you look in your marketplace at all of the mortgages that are being funded, 1/4 of those people are making a crucial decision as to which lender they're going to work with based on something that they're finding online. And these ads and this organic ranking is going to put you right in front of that percentage of the marketplace. And the real secret to this stuff, as we said at the beginning, is purchase intent, right? When you look at how these people are coming through, they're using a device, searching for a broker or a lender, and then calling you directly, which is totally different from running a traditional ad on the internet, where if you actually look on this screenshot at the top, at the very, very top, it says leading mortgage broker serving the marketplace. And then it has the little green button there that says ad, and it says TMD, it's got the website address there with the phone number. The majority of people, so it's like 80-20, 80% of the people will skip over the ads and go to the 3-pack or the organic search results, whereas 20% of the people will actually look at the ads and click on them. I would love to know in the search whether or not you actually engage on ads. When you're doing a Google search, if you use the ads, type yes. So type yes, I use the ads, and then type no, I don't use the ads in there. And I'll tally that up after the event, because I would be really interested to see of everybody here that's on the event, whether you use the ads or not. I know I'm an ad skipper myself personally, unless I'm looking to buy something. I should more accurately portray that, whether my wife and I are looking to buy something. If I'm looking for a new pair of running shoes or whatever it is, I'll use the ads to actually get that. But when I'm looking for a local business, I always go to the map placements and I always read the ratings and reviews. I think you're probably similar. So this is what the dashboard looks like on the back end. This is one of our clients. So these are just calls from Google My Business from that map placement. So when you see that map placement there, that's a desktop screenshot. When you see those on mobile, there's actually a button that says phone right beside the business listing. And when people click on that phone button, Google tracks that through your Google My Business dashboard. And this is a screenshot of 30 days on the program. And you can see they had 24 people call them direct from their mobile listing. And typically speaking, we see half of the phone calls come from the mobile listing and half of the phone calls come from, somebody finding it on the desktop computer and then calling from their cell phone, which we can't track. So we know that 24 phone calls is around probably like 48 calls, but it's definitely 40 or more calls that came into that business in a 30-day period as a result of people searching for mortgage broker or mortgage lender and then calling that person because of their ratings and reviews. Here's another client that had 27 mobile calls. We verified this with the client. They had 54 inbound calls in just 30 days from that ranking. Here's another one of our clients where we took a look at the 90 days on the program. So a quarter, 125 mobile calls in 3 months on the program. And again, you can roughly double that number to get the total call volume of the amount of calls that are coming into the business as a result of ranking organically on the front page of Google and generating those calls. On the low end, for every 10 calls that come into the business, you should fund one loan. Kind of like the baseline metric that we're seeing for success on the clients that we have on the program is roughly a 10% conversion ratio. Again, we have other clients like Mike, who's up in the 30 to 40% conversion range. So that gives you a baseline of where your bottom end results could be on this system and the top end results that you can kind of see from this system. And basically, again, you're getting leads from all three sources. This is past clients that are going to find you on Google when they Google your name or your business, or just mortgage broker or lender. Then your referral partners are going to be able to refer you to their customers by just saying, hey, go on Google and search for mortgage, and you'll find my referral partner. That's easy to find. And then you've actually got new leads that are coming in, people that don't have a lender already. They're going to Google and they're typing in mortgage broker or mortgage lender and coming into the funnel. And here's another fundamental thing to this system. In the Canadian market, I think we're a little bit more sensitive right now, but rates are moving, right? And they're going up, not dramatically, but in a pretty steady fashion, right? The people that are still buying in the marketplace, because there is still a ton of volume, everything is still overall very healthy, those people are going to Google and looking for professionals. And this is a direct path to go get those people. So when your referrals Google your name, you want your Google card to show up. When your real estate professionals refer you, you want yourself to show up. This is one of our clients in Brooklyn, who's in the number 2 position, or the B position on the map, with 23 ratings and reviews, ranking for Brooklyn, New York, pretty competitive marketplace where this system has worked. And again, I'm not going to leave anything behind the curtain. I'm going to teach you exactly how we do this stuff. And here is the screenshot from San Jose, like I mentioned at the beginning. So we have a client in the San Jose market where if you type in mortgage lender to the search, you'll see Sean in there with his 33 ratings and reviews, leading the marketplace. He's got 4.9 out of 5 stars and driving those phone calls every month. So we've taken, we're ranking in Silicon Valley right now. We're ranking in Vancouver. We're ranking in like some ridiculously competitive marketplaces. And these are all people that have been on a webinar just like this, that took the plunge, invested in the program, and allowed us to do our work over the long term. And they're now producing a very healthy ROI each month as a result of the program. So the key to getting all these deals is to be in the 3-pack. And I want to stress that, because the map placement is where the majority of people are actually picking up the phone and calling. You'd be surprised how many of these people don't actually go to a website. They just do the Google search, pick the person that's got the good ratings and reviews, or they'll read a review that really resonates with them and they'll call as a result of that. So How do you take advantage in today's uber competitive world? The way to fast track these results is, again, to pay to play. So here you can see we've done a Google search for St. George mortgage lender. Now I have to type St. George, Utah into the search engine because I'm not there. But if you were in the marketplace or within 50 miles of kind of the center of St. George, and you just typed in mortgage lender, this map pops up, right? And what you're seeing here is a brand new system that Google is rolling out. It's in almost all of the major marketplaces right now, and it allows you to push an ad into the 3-pack. So in this screenshot, there is actually a fourth business under there at the bottom. So you've got the regular 3-pack, and then the one that I've outlined there in blue for you has a little green ad button beside it. But it looks the same as the other 3-pack rankings. It has the ratings and reviews, it has the address, it has the phone number, and it has the one-touch call button that shows up on the front page. So if you've got a tremendous amount of ratings and reviews like this particular company does, but you're not ranking in the 3-pack, you can use this ad funnel that I'm about to teach you how to build to boost your business into the 3-pack so that you start getting phone calls right away. While you're doing that, I'm going to show you all the steps that you need to boost your organic placement or your regular placement with your website so that you rank organically. Once you organically take that placement, you can turn the ad for that specific keyword off and use it to fund another keyword. So you use your ads to take the traffic right away so that you start getting phone calls and start closing loans right away. And then as you organically rank, you turn the ads off and move that budget to other keywords that you're not currently ranking on. And the goal is to get it to a point where you can eventually turn all of the ads off or just use it to protect yourself from competitors, and you're getting the majority of your phone calls from the organic placement, right? That's the second way to go about doing it, is getting organic traffic, because that works much better, and it's ultimately more cost effective to get the organic phone calls that goes in. So let's get to work on customer pathway number 1. In order to make these ads work, you have to use the Google AdWords platform. So this is the same platform that you use to run those ads that show up at the top that don't show up in the map placement. It's the same advertising interface, and this is different than the local AdWords interface. So you may have heard of the Google My Business AdWords Express platform. This is not that. This is adwords.google.com. So very simply, go to adwords.google.com, log in using your typical Gmail address, right? And then just set up an account. If they'll ask you for your billing information, just go through the steps. They're really good at walking you through that point so that you actually have an active campaign. Most people that I talk to have tried to run AdWords in the past, and they either have a dormant account that's just not doing anything, or they have a couple or a smaller budget that's going into AdWords right now. So in order to make this work, log in, get your account set up, adwords.google.com. Then click on the campaigns tab up at the top that's highlighted in blue. And then across the top, you're going to see a bunch of different options. One of the options is ad extensions. You need to add an ad extension into your campaign. So click on ad extensions. Okay. And I'm going to send a recording of this out to everybody that's here on the event. Take screenshots of the slides, whatever, but we're going to put up a limited time replay. So we're going to have this up kind of like mid to late next week, and then we'll take it down, but you'll have time to review this afterwards. So now is the time to have your notepad out, jot your notes down so that you have this long term. But also, don't get lost in the details of trying to set this up while you're going through the webinar. Just take your notes and go set it up after the event. Stick with me here. This is the higher level concepts behind it. Even though I'm showing you everything to click, you'll have access to what to click after so that you can go out and get it implemented. Here, I just want you focused on, okay, I get the concept of what I'm going to do here, and then go out and do it after the webinar, all right? So stick with me. So when you click on ad extensions, you're going to see this button up in the top left-hand corner. You see it's kind of gray there where it says view, and then it says review extensions, right? You're going to review your extensions by clicking on that button, and then you're going to go down to location extensions. You're going to add a location extension, okay? You're going to click on the red button that shows up after you click on there, and you're going to add a location extension. Now, what it's going to do is going to ask you to verify your Google My Business account. So in order to make this work, the login information that you have for when you log into AdWords should be the same as the login information that you have when you log into Google My Business. So those should be the same. If they are, it'll just pop up and it'll say, do you want to connect your Google My Business account to your AdWords account? And you click yes, and they are connected. If you have two different usernames, you're actually going to have to go through a setup process where you give the account numbers to the two different services. That's a little bit advanced. If you need help with that, we're going to give you an option at the end where we're going to do all of this for you anyway. So if you've got, more complicated setups and you don't know how to do it, having it done for you is probably a good option. Or you can, submit a chat in the chat box, and I'm happy to walk you through it. So once you connect them, you then have access to all the locations that are inside your Google My Business account, and then you can run ads for your Google My Business page, which is the map ranking that has the ratings and reviews. So all your ratings and reviews on that little map placement are housed inside your Google My Business account. We need to be able to run an advertisement that promotes that Google My Business page. So all we're doing is connecting our AdWords account to our Google My Business account so they know that this advertising account is going to promote these businesses over here, right? It's a simple connection, and those are the exact buttons that you have to press in order to get that done. Once you've connected the account, you're ready to build the advertisement that is going to promote the Google My Business page. So you go back to your campaigns dashboard and just click on campaigns up in the top left-hand corner, and then you're going to click the red button up there at the top where it says plus campaigns, and then you're going to click on search network only. You're going to run a search network advertisement, right? Now, as soon as you click that button, it's going to ask you to set up your account. You're going to go in, and it's by default going to be set to standard. You're going to change that to all features so that you have access to all of the features and options on the search network. Then, and this is all on one page, I had to chop it up into different slides for you, but while you're going through the setup process, it's all going to be on one long page that you just scroll down, right? So underneath locations, you select the location where you want your ads to show up. So in this particular example, we've just selected California. You can do all of the states, you can do all of the provinces, you can do all of Canada, you can do all of the US. Doesn't really matter where you want your ads to show up. You can push it into different marketplaces. Disclaimer, my recommendation is that you take this focus and make it as hyper-local as possible. That's part of what will allow you to dominate your local marketplace. My recommendation is that you go in and you either select the zip codes that you want to target or the specific city that you want to target, and you don't go any broader than that. Because when you're competing in the AdWords space, you have to be the top ad to show in the map placement. So to get you where you want to be as hyper-focused as possible to make sure that you show up on the map as often as possible. Because remember, a map placement with your ratings and reviews is going to far outperform any other ad that you run on Google. So all we really want is that map placement showing up. So you have to be hyper-focused in your local marketplace. Underneath the targeting and the exclusions, don't worry about any of that. Just leave that normal and then pick your languages. Now, underneath that, it says bid strategy. Now, there is two ways that you can go about this. Maximize conversions is your default, right? So just click on maximize conversions if you want to do it the simple way. The other option that you have is target outranking share, okay? And what that allows you to do is to type in your competitor's website. So if you have a competitor on AdWords that's constantly outbidding you for a key phrase. You go in here, and rather than doing maximize conversions, you click on target outranking share, and then you punch in your competitor's website. Google will manage your budget so that you are bidding more than that specific competitor on the platform, and your ads will start outranking them as you have budget to be able to do that. So Google will only place your bids or only run traffic for you when you have the ability to outbid that competitor. It's actually a really cool tool. But I like to just win the marketplace just based on your standard account and just being good with the management of your budget and your actual campaign. So I go with maximize conversions, but you have that as an option. Now, here's the thing that makes the map placement work. At the very bottom, it's going to ask you for your ad extensions. You're going to choose the location ad extension for your advertisement. And what that's going to do is to show your location, which is your Google My Business page, in the map with your advertisement, okay? Then you can do your ad scheduling, so your ads only show up during business hours, like 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. You can take out Saturdays and Sundays, whatever you want to do with the timing of the ads, you can totally customize that. And then you write your advertisement. Now, keep in mind, the majority of the time, this ad is never going to show up. It's just going to show your Google My Business placement, but sometimes your ads will show up on Google Maps. Sometimes they will show up in that little 3-pack section at the top, but the majority of the time your ads are going to show in the map. So you have to give it an ad to promote. You punch in your website, get help from the best rated mortgage team in city name is a great, standard template for you to use. And then you just put your website in there. Our focus is your 5-star experience call today to discover more than just rates. Again, just giving you a sample that you can punch in there to the ad. The ad really isn't that important. Then you select your keywords. And again, I've put together a pretty powerful standardized template for you to go with as far as AdWords on the keywords that we see generating good, high quality phone calls that convert. So you got mortgage lender, mortgage broker, mortgage lender near me, all those there. So you can essentially take those in the Canadian market, you just swap mortgage lender for mortgage broker, right? It's just a little bit of a different language thing. Take those and you're off to the races. And that is what you need in order to get your ads up in that 3-pack placement in your local marketplace. And again, just, if you're in a marketplace, just Google mortgage broker or mortgage lender and see if there's an ad that shows up. If there isn't, it's very likely that you have zero competition right now to go out and get these rankings. So before I hop to the next section, and we're going to go through this reasonably quickly, how did I do explaining that? Could you just type into the chat and let me know, did that make sense? Was that valuable for you? Was it detailed enough that you can go out and do it on your own? I really want you to get results from investing your time here today. And it's very important to me that I provide you excellent training for free up front. If you've been on any of my webinars, you know that I'm kind of somewhat OCD on providing exceptional value for free, even if you don't invest in our programs. So I want to make sure that this is good. So Bob says, too fast on the ad setup. Okay, Bob, I'll make sure that you get a copy of the recording. Brenda says, the information is incredible. Al says, I took pics and notes. This is perfect. Janelle says, valuable, amazing. Steve says, very good. Brian says, is it really that simple? Yes, Brian, it is that simple when you see the screenshots, but I can tell you, as an advertiser trying to figure that stuff out with no documentation, it's not that simple when you get that started with it. It actually took us a long time to get that done. Brent says, always good, Chris. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so nobody told me to go away or anything like that, so that's nice. All right. Okay. So customer pathway number 2, this is the organic placement, because again, you don't want to be solely reliant on your advertisements, because that's a very costly way to go out and get that traffic. All we're doing is we want to get you in front of that marketplace first so that the phone is ringing and that you are funding deals, but ultimately where we want you is organically ranking so that you don't have to pay for that. So here are Google's guidelines. This is directly from the Google support page and them telling us how Google determines local rankings. One key factor that I would really like to express on this slide with you is that there is no shortcut to Google rankings. There has been and still will always continue to be shortcuts on Google, like software packages and link wheels and silo structures and all of these things that come out and are touted like, hey, I'll get you on the front page of Google in 9 minutes using this, hack. And I can tell you that every single time you deploy something like that, you will end up hurting your business in the long term, because you'll get this little blip and then all of a sudden your website just falls off and you've basically lost your domain. You've lost all the relevance that you've built over time. You have to start from ground zero anytime you engage in shenanigans. The only way to organically rank on Google in 2018 in today's marketplace is to become a market authority and a leader, and lead with high quality content and get good, solid, real backlinks that make sense in your industry. Google has gotten so advanced with artificial intelligence that you cannot game the system anymore. If you want this asset, which this is a long-term business asset that actually has a return on investment dollar value that you can associate with it. They're very valuable. The only way to earn that real estate on the internet is to earn it in today's marketplace. So the only place where we get our information on how we run our agency and how we get our customers on the front page is by either getting information directly from Google employees or documentation that Google is producing, or we're following exceptionally high quality industry leaders that have been in the industry for, decades doing this stuff. And I enjoy masterminding, so it's not really like I have to sacrifice to go to all these masterminds, but I go out and I mastermind with guys just like myself who are very knowledgeable on search and internet marketing, and we share what's working so that we can all make ourselves better. And I bring all that information back and I give it to you for free, right? So rant over. I apologize, but I wanted you to know that, I'm not trying to tell you that there's a trick to make this stuff work. The trick is be really good at your job and then convey that onto the internet using the way that Google tells you to do it. That is the secret. It is difficult because it takes a lot of time and you have to be very organized in order to do it. But I'm assuming that if you're, here on this webinar investing your time, you are a market leader in your local marketplace. And this is something that can really help you and help to grow your business. So there are 3 core things that Google uses to determine local ranking. Relevance, right? So that means when Google looks at your website and they're trying to pair you with somebody who's looking for a mortgage broker or a mortgage lender. When somebody types mortgage lender into Google, the search engine needs to go out and look at all of the websites that it has in the mortgage lender category to try and determine which business is going to be the right fit for the person who's searching for mortgages. And your code on your website is the first indicator as to whether Google is finding the right business to pair with that person. So the code of your website has a section that's like an introduction to Google. And most of you have your brand name as that piece of content in your code. And as soon as Google sees a brand name, it doesn't know what that is. And so it skips you and it shows your competitor that has put area name mortgage lender or area name mortgage broker in the title tag of their website. So for relevance, you have to make sure that your website is relevant and you're covering all of the different topics that relate to mortgages on your website, and they're all tagged correctly. Okay. The second is distance, and that is claiming your Google My Business profile and having that pin location in the local marketplace. There's not really a whole lot you can do to optimize your location, but the more authority that you build with Google, the larger the footprint is going to be for your map placement. So you can actually control how large the distance is around your local location, up to 50 miles, right? And then there's prominence. And highlighted underneath prominence there, it says prominence is also based on information that Google has about a business from across the web, like links, articles, and directories. And those are called backlinks and content. And I'm going to show you exactly how to engineer that so that Google sees you as the expert in the local marketplace. That right there is how we're going into massive marketplaces like San Jose and Silicon Valley and all these major marketplaces and outranking these large companies that have been there for a very long period of time, because we understand these three factors and we only work in the mortgage industry. So we've got a couple of link sources and ways that we produce and index our content that our competitors don't know about, that give us that advantage to be able to take a little local mortgage office and outrank these large companies in these local marketplaces. So basically, this is our 5-step process that your account manager takes you through, or that you should be doing on your own, right? So the first thing is a website audit. And all we're doing is basically translating your website so that Google sees you as an authority. And that's, again, taking those title tags and making sure that the code is all written correctly. So when Google looks at your website, they say, oh yeah, hey, mortgage expert. That's real easy to figure out. Location and profile setup, that's all to do with professionalism of your brand, making sure that everything looks good when your customers get there, but also everything is set up correctly for Google. It's set up in your Google Webmaster Tools, all that good stuff. Content is how you build relevance. I'm going to show you a really cool trick that I use to produce content exceptionally fast that you can use to create, at least a blog article a week, while you're kind of driving around in your car, and it takes no additional effort to get it on your website. I think you're really going to enjoy that. Prominence is backlinks. We'll talk about that. And then reviews, trust and conversion. And I'll show you how we're building out ratings and reviews for our clients and customers and how you can duplicate that as well. So big warning, I'm about to nerd out and show you how to do this for yourself. But first, I really do kind of want to convey the results that come from the system, because even if it is a little bit technical for you, absolutely this is worth getting in your business, because the long-term effects of it are certainly worth the effort. And, I don't think there's any secret here that I'll have an offer for you at the end of the webinar where we will do all of this stuff for you. But just like the advertising layout that you just saw, I'm going to show you exactly what to do step by step so that you can do it on your own. But if you're the type of professional that says, okay, I get it, I see the value in that, I want it done for me, I've got an option for you as well, right? So this is a testimonial from James. Last year, we increased our business by 48% more mortgage deals as a result of our pay-per-click and online marketing campaigns with Chris and Connection Incorporated. So pretty wicked to see that. Our client Bob had 11 applications, which resulted in 5 deals and 2 approvals. That happened in around a 60-day period. I think it was a little bit less than 60 days. And that was a review that Bob left for us on Google. And this is another email that we got from another one of our clients, from, I believe, Jim. He goes by James, likes to be called Jim. Okay. Here's a few numbers you can use for your webinar. Total deals I can track from Google for the year is 25, including a $1.4 million refinance in a market where the mortgage average is about $350,000. Total volume, 9,986,682. So that's mortgage volume, not commission. So if there's any of you that aren't in the mortgage industry and you're seeing that number, that is not like the money from the actual system. That's mortgage volume. And it's just shy of 1/3 of the total business volume for the year, which is pretty cool. So again, just wanted to bring you back to the fact that, yeah, this is going to be nerdy, but it's totally worth implementing. So if you get a little bit overwhelmed, don't worry, I got you, right? So the first thing that you need is your Google My Business page. So go to Google My Business, or just go to Google and type in Google My Business. It'll be the first thing that comes up the top. Click on it. You're going to see this page, and it's going to say Start Now, and you can claim your listing for free. If you already have one, it'll just take you to a login page. You log in with the Gmail address that you use to claim it, and you will end up on your dashboard. When you're in your dashboard, click on Edit beside your business location and make sure you are in both the mortgage lender and the mortgage broker category. And that goes whether you're in the US market or the Canadian marketplace, because Google has keywords that are associated with both the different categories, and you want to rank on both sets of keywords regardless of the marketplace that you're in, okay? Include your business brand and personal name, okay? And the reason why that's so important is because your past customers. When your past customers Google your name, if your name's not on your Google My Business profile, it won't show up in the map placement, right? So you want to have your business brand so that when people Google mortgage lender, they see your brand and all the ratings and reviews. But you also want it so that when somebody refers you personally, like a past client, or your referral partners, like your realtors, when they say, oh yeah, just Google Chris Johnstone, and his website will come up and you'll be able to read the ratings and reviews there. You got to have your personal name on your Google My Business profile in order for that to work, so that both pathways of customers, both your referrals and the new customers that are going to find you on Google, find you, right? So that's important. Don't miss that step. Set up the appointment URL using timetrade.com or whatever, because people can book an appointment with you directly from your Google My Business page now. And then post an update at least once a month. And there's a little check mark box at the bottom. If you set your account up, more than 6 months ago, the box wasn't there. So you got to go back in and enable messaging on your profile. It'll ask you to put your cell phone number in there, and Google will directly text you when people are trying to message you on your Google My Business page, so that you can get direct messages right from the front page of Google. Once you've set up your Google My Business page, you're then going to set up what's called your local NAP. Okay. NAP just means your name, your address, and your phone number. So there's all of these services out there that Google mentioned in that best practices, like local business directories, regular business directories, high-level business directories. You need to be listed on all of those different services. So you want to be listed on Bing and Yelp and Merchant Circle and Yellow Pages and all of those other services. You need to either get your assistant to go online, find all of those websites. They all have a free listing where you can go in and list for free, and you put in all of your business information and make sure that it matches your Google My Business profile perfectly. Again, when Google's trying to pick who the authority in the local marketplace is, it needs to see you on all these different sources so that it knows that you're an authority. After you've done all the major ones like Yellow Pages and Yelp and Bing and all that, you go one level deeper and you do the local business directory. So that is your local marketplace, and then go either province-wide or statewide. And to find those, you just go to Google, type in your area name, and then business directory after it. And just sign up, go 2 pages deep on Google and sign up on all the free local business directories that you have in your local marketplace. In many cases, that is one of the things that initially sets us apart from a large scale competitor in a local marketplace, because we've gone that extra step to find the local high authority business directories that they're not listed on. And Google all of a sudden sees us as a local expert, right? Now, these are essentially 4 incredibly powerful sources of backlinks for your business that your competitor will not be taking advantage of. Pretty much every single marketplace, we see this totally underutilized, and we take advantage of it over and over and over again. If there was like a secret sauce that we have as far as link building goes, this would be it. So very quickly, a link is another website on the internet that has placed a piece of text or code, or they've linked to an article of yours. And when somebody clicks on their website on a link, they are then redirected over to your website. So a good example of a realtor is if you have a realtor that puts a footer on all of their listings that says, hey, if you want to get more information about getting approved for this home, click here. And when that person clicks on the link, it takes them to your website. That is a backlink. And the more of those that you get, it's like a voting system. Every time Google sees another business on the internet that is willing to link their site to yours, you get a check mark box, and the more checks that you get, the higher you will rank on the search engines. When you get more check marks than your competitor, you pass them in the rankings, right? It's a little bit overly simplistic, but that's the basics of how it works. So you want to get links from your real estate referral partners, financial planners, insurance advisors, anybody in the building industry. So that's builders, contractors, anybody that does renovations for you to flip houses, all that good stuff. And then charities, associations, and local businesses. They don't necessarily have to be in the real estate or mortgage category as long as they're local to you, okay? We talked about this at the beginning. You've got to make sure that the code on your website at least has the area name and mortgage broker or mortgage lender in the code of the site. I'm assuming most of you aren't coders, so this would be something where you would email corporate and ask them to do it for you, or you would email your web developer. If you don't have a web developer, you need a website again. We can talk about that after the event. This is our base content plan for when we have somebody with a brand new website that comes to us, or a website that we're going to have to overhaul the content on in order to get them to rank. These are the main silos that Google looks for when they look at your website as far as mortgage lender. So first mortgage, refinance, reverse mortgage, first-time buyers, second mortgages, and then credit repair are the main categories within Google, kind of like underneath that mortgage lender category. And you need to have content produced for each of those different silos so that Google sees you as an overall authority in the mortgage lender space. And I've given you some subcategories underneath there to help brainstorm content that you can write. So under first mortgages, write, what's a 15-year mortgage? Under first mortgage, write, what is a 30-year mortgage? And then you can have an article on your site about why it's not just about rate, right? And all of those articles, you tag them in the code under mortgage, right? Or first mortgage. So Google sees supporting content to the main category that they want to see. And so you need to produce content for each of those different topics that you see: first mortgage, refinance, reverse, first-time buyers, to become an authority with Google. And again, we produce all your content for you in the Done For You program. But if you want to create your own content, this is a really fast, easy way to do it. You take the topic that you're going to talk about, the three main questions that you get on that topic all of the time, and then one additional question that people should ask, but that don't know to ask, right? This is perfect for the rate conversation, where you get people in and you say, hey, look, I know that rate is what's being advertised online, but you also need to be aware of, prepayment penalties and, all of the other things and features that they need to be aware of. When you educate people on that and nobody else has taken the time, or they haven't found other articles that teach them that, as soon as you teach them something and they go, oh, I didn't know that, you're set apart from your competition, and they'll want to talk to you specifically in the business, you or your brand, because you're the one that actually took the time to educate them on something that they didn't know about the mortgage process, not just chirping about low rates. And that is huge on lead conversion. So make sure that that's in your content, and then a call to action. They need to actually know how to contact you at the end of the article when they go, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I'd like to talk to this person. They need to have your name, your email address, your phone number, so that they can get in contact with you. Each article should be 600 to 1,000 words. Use the main keyword in the title. Use the main keyword naturally in your content. Don't stuff your keyword in there a whole bunch of times. That doesn't work anymore. Consistency is key. You got to have at least one article a month. Make sure you optimize the code, and then submit your website to Google Webmaster Tools. And this is kind of what it looks like at the end after we've produced a piece of content. Me personally, I do voice to text. So every time I produce an article for the team, I'll just open up an email and I'll hit the voice dictation button on my cell phone. And I don't listen to the radio. I don't watch television. Like one of these weird internet guys that's as disconnected as possible from, screens and all of that wonderful stuff. I just prefer time with my kids and stuff. So I work in the car, right? So when I'm between point A and point B, I will just open up my voice dictation app, and I will just pick a topic, three main questions, one thing people don't know, and then a call to action at the end, and I'll just email it to the web developer. And there are, sometimes once a month, actually, I'll go in and I'll commute into the city, and that commute takes me roughly an hour to get there and an hour to get home. Normally, I can produce between a month and 2 months worth of content on that day when I'm driving to my consulting appointments and back. So if you spend more than 2 hours in a car alone a month, you have more than enough time to produce a ridiculous amount of content for your website. Now, the final piece of the puzzle is your online ratings and reviews. We've all seen the statistics. 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. We're all doing it, right? You go on Amazon to buy something, you read the ratings and reviews. We don't need to harp on that. It's driving customers, right? So what we do is we survey all of your past customers that you've done business with, basically in the past year. Sometimes we'll go back 2 years, depending on the size of your database. But what we'll do is we'll send them a customer satisfaction survey, essentially. And say, we'd like to know how we did. We realize it's been a while since we reached out, but we'd really like to get your support with this. You'd be surprised how many people actually respond and want to give you the feedback, even well after the loan process has been finished. and how many referrals that you get when you reach out. It's actually pretty cool. But anyways, the person clicks on the link in the email that we've sent to them, and there's a couple of questions that they need to ask. And one of the questions is, would you leave us a 5-star rating and review online as a result of doing business with us? And there's a yes and there's a no. And if they click yes, we immediately forward them, when they click the submit button, to your Google My Business profile where they can leave that rating and review. Again, we're not taking them to a third-party site where they can leave a review and then push it out through social media. We direct them directly to Google, because the Google ratings and reviews are the most important thing. Once you dominate your marketplace on Google, then you can start directing them to Yelp and whatever, Zillow, or wherever you want to place them. But at first, you have to dominate Google. If they say no, we just send them to a thank you page that says, thank you so much for your feedback. We'll be in touch shortly. Hope all is well, right? So it protects you while we're engaging your past customer database. And then basically you work with your account manager. Every time you fund a deal, you just let us know. Your account manager sends out the email and follows up with them, make sure that they're actually followed up with. We typically reach out 3 or 4 times. We're not badgering people, just being nice and friendly with the reminders to take that survey and then getting their feedback, and all of your deals filter through the system. So now that you know what needs to be done, let me help you implement. Any questions that you have about the system, punch those into the chat panel. While we're doing that, imagine what your local marketplace would look like in today's marketplace if you could turn these ads on, and you could have 1 and then 2 placements on the map when somebody searches for mortgage lender. Over almost 25% of the loans that are going on in the marketplace right now are choosing a lender as a result of what they're seeing online. And this is the first place that people go to get that information. We know direct phone calls come from this process with high quality borrowers that have a great funding ratio. These people are chasing you. You are not chasing these people. With our process and the process that I just showed you, you can use a tool like, there's lots of them out there. You can implement one of those on your own to go out and get the ratings and reviews that you need to lead your marketplace. But basically, that's what I want for you. So you've already seen the testimonial from James. Here's our client, Brad. He's in the Fort Lauderdale marketplace. Again, another ridiculously competitive marketplace. He's got 1 competitor with 6 ratings and reviews, another competitor with 2 ratings and reviews, and a 3.5-star rating. And our client, Brad, has 55 ratings and reviews ranking in Fort Lauderdale. Here's his testimonial. I've utilized Chris's service for a number of years, and I'm extremely happy. I've had endless solicitations. It's getting to the hour. I can't say solicitations properly. Anyways, what I love about Chris, in addition to being a heck of a nice guy, is that he explains what must be done and does exactly what he promises. I would recommend Chris and everybody at Connection Inc. to anyone who's looking to get on the front page of Google. So, Brad, thank you for that. Again, you saw the numbers on Mike. So far this year, you've got 12 funded deals. Whatever your commission is on that type of thing, keeping in mind he's in a marketplace of roughly 100,000 people. From Gert, 5 funded deals in just 4 months as a result of this program. These don't come in immediately, but once you've been on the system for a good enough period of time, it's just like clockwork. Every month you get phone calls and closings as a result of this program. So basically, here's what we do for you. Everything that I've talked about in the webinar is done for you. So we take care of the whole thing. We overhaul the website. We fix every single page on your website. We hook it up to Google. We produce all your content. We build all your backlinks. We help you get the ratings and reviews from your past customer database. We manage that whole process for you. We help you get new reviews from the existing customers that are coming into your business. If you were to hire somebody to just manage this process in your business, as a business owner with, an increasing level of staffing, you would need 1 very well-trained person or 2 moderately trained people to do what our account managers do for you in this process. In pricing this out in the marketplace, you would pay a one-time fee of roughly $2,598 just to have all this stuff done one time. And then the monthly for the ongoing, for the content and the backlinks and the reviews and the management and the softwares and everything that you would have to buy to put this system together on your own, the monthly investment at a going rate is $2,961. So you've got a total value of $5,559. That's a real value of what you would pay in the marketplace to have these done for you. what we want to do is we want to do all that for you at far less than that cost, get you more customers from your past clients so that they can Google you, more customers from your realtors, and then more customers from people that are actually out there looking for a mortgage broker and a mortgage lender. So what we're doing is we're chopping down these prices, and we're doing a one-time setup fee of $2,000 for the system, and it's just $1,500 a month to have everything managed for you. So go to loansfromsearch.com. That's www.loansfromsearch.com, and you're going to see a payment page. Okay, on there you'll see it's $1,997. That covers your entire setup fee and your first 30 days on the program. So it's not like, here's your setup fee and we're going to charge you the monthly. It's just the setup fee for today. And then in 30 days from today, the monthly starts. So that monthly fee is technically rolled in to that front. So today it's just $1,997 to overhaul the website, redo the content on the website. Everything is done within compliance. We send everything to your compliance officer and work on your behalf to get everything through the compliance department. We're literally in communication with a compliance department probably once a day at this point in the organization. We only work in the mortgage space, so we're very good at getting you through that process very efficiently so that everything is blessed with the corporate governance, and we work really well with corporate. All of that is included in that setup fee. It's just $1,997. So just go to loansfromsearch.com to claim your spot today. It's just, now there is a disclaimer to that. We can only work with 2 clients per marketplace. And as you've seen, we've already got 1 client in San Jose. We've already got 1 client in Silicon Valley. We've got 1 client in Brooklyn, New York. We've got a good number of customers in Florida. We've got a good number of customers in California. We've got a good number of customers in New York. Texas is starting to fill up as well. So this is one of those things where we're getting to the point where we might decline 20% of the people that want the program just because we don't have room for them anymore. And the way that this works, the only reason why we're taking 2 clients per marketplace is because our systems can only rank 2 people per market. Even with the ads, if we've got 2 people in a marketplace, we're basically taking all of the bandwidth that's available in that advertising space as well. So we can only produce a really healthy ROI for 2 people per marketplace. After that, it cannibalizes it. So rather than me looking at it and trying to take as much profit as I can, I'm saying, you know what? I would rather have healthy growth, which we're blessed with, than, trying to sell this to everybody. So we're looking for 2 partners in each marketplace. We're looking for nice, healthy, long-term relationships where you're happy, we're happy, and everybody gets what they want from the system. We truly believe that that's the best way to do business. So that's why we have that in place. And it's, just as much to protect us as it is to protect you, because we need you to get results, because there's no contract. So there's no 1-year contract like a lot of other agencies put in place. Depending on your marketplace, and we will do this on the intake call. So we'll actually tell you, okay, here's your marketplace, here's your competitors, here's where you're at right now, here's your baseline, and here's roughly how long it's going to take us until the phone starts ringing on a consistent basis. And if you want us running paid ads for you, that's included in the program. There's no additional fee. We'll talk about that in just a second. But we'll give you a timeline and say, look, here's roughly how long it's going to take. If you don't like the timeline, you're not happy with it, no problem. Just tell us on the intake call. No problem, no harm, no foul. We refund 100% of your money right there on the intake call. If you feel it's not a good fit at that time, that's totally okay. But we need to get you on that intake call so that we can determine that. There's absolutely no risk to you to get to that point. 100% if it's not a good fit, we'll give you your money back. So just go to loansfromsearch.com. Place that payment for $1,997. If your marketplace is still available, that secures your spot in that location. If your market is not available, we'll reach out to you right away. We won't even process the order, and it's all good. But we'll reach out to you, and we'll actually have a special little bonus for you that just for the inconvenience of not being able to get into the program, I've got something set aside just for you. as a special little bonus. So don't worry about that either. So loansfromsearch.com. Now, I need to be very upfront, and I apologize. I know that we're 5 minutes over time here, and I want to get to your Q&A, but this is important for those of you that are hopping in right now. So if you need money today, this is absolutely not for you. Like if you need to close a deal, to pay the bills in the next 30 or 60 days, the paid advertising might be a best way to go about getting that, but certainly not having us manage it for you. To take the slides, implement this on your own, go close some deals. We're here for you when you're ready for us, okay? If you can't help local customers, if you're a national brokerage that doesn't have a local pin placement, we can't help you. If you can't handle an influx of new customers, if your process isn't ready, then we want to help you, but you need to check those boxes off before we start driving volume into the business, because you have to give these people a 5-star experience. We need the ratings and reviews to go on the Google My Business page, and we need your business to be a nice machine so that you're spitting out happy customers at the back end, because that helps us do our job, right? If you don't have an advertising budget, we can't help you. Again, it's just $1,500 a month in order to run the system, which, for some people is a little bit outside of their advertising budget. If that's you, that's okay. This isn't for you. But if you're a market leader and you're looking at this like, okay, I lead the marketplace anyway, this is just low hanging fruit for me, and you know that you're going to be able to provide a return on investment of, a healthy ROI on 2-3 deals a month, this is great for you. You may get more than that, but that's a good baseline for you to start from so that you're happy with the program. If you will not let us help you get reviews, that sounds a little bit weird, but we've definitely ran into it in the past. If you won't let us help you get ratings and reviews, and even if you want to send the emails that we've crafted and the template, and you want to click the button inside your CRM, that's totally cool, but we need you to click the button. We need to go out and get those ratings and reviews from your past customers. We need you to be a market leader. Now, if you click all those boxes and you're like, Chris, this is perfect, I know that this can help me, I don't want to do the work on my own, I want an expert to do it all for me, then this is for you. If you want to be the leader in your local marketplace, go to loansfromsearch.com. Let's get started. Let's get you in the queue, turn you into one of our success stories, right? If you have happy past customers, this is perfect for you. And if you have a large volume of happy past customers that you haven't communicated with, this is phenomenal for you. We get excellent feedback from people just on the ratings and review process that we have in place for you. If you want the results, but you don't have the time, this is beautiful, because it is that low-hanging fruit, easy to close phone calls that come in, they chase you. It's just very easy to fit into existing business processes, and we manage everything for you. It's literally, the intake call takes an hour. There's roughly, 45 minutes after that to approve all of the content and field some communication between us and corporate so that we make sure that we get the corporate compliance. And then after that, it takes you maybe a half hour to an hour a month to help us do our job and give us the feedback that we need on what we're doing. So, it's phenomenal for you if you're already busy and you just want to take it to the next level and you want an influx of new quality customers and leads, and you've got a little bit of a budget behind you to support you for the first 60 to 90 days until the phone starts ringing and you start recouping your investment. So claim your market right now by going to loansfromsearch.com. And when you invest today, I'm throwing in the ads management for free. So what I taught you at the beginning of the webinar on how to place those advertisements, we're charging $1,000 to set that up. It's a one-time fee. People can buy that from us as a product. We're giving that to you totally free today as a bonus when you invest in the system. So we'll set up your AdWords account. We'll set up all the local placements, and then we'll help you set a budget for your local marketplace. Typically speaking, a budget of around $500 a month in ad spend is more than enough to get those ads running and get a good volume of calls coming through the system. And you get that for free, and you can get started today by going to loansfromsearch.com. So we're going to hop into the Q&A. So any questions that you have, just type those into the chat and let's get started. I'm not going to go through these bullet points with you. I'll pull them up on the screen here, and I'll work my way from okay. Everybody skips the ads. I don't use the ads. Okay. All right. Awesome. Excellent. Very clear. It totally makes sense. Great job. Al, Janelle, Steve, David, Brian, Amanda, Keith, Lori. Fantastic. We are looking forward to having you as part of the program. Welcome. So you've already got going. So Ashley from the office will be giving you a call this afternoon to walk you through next steps and booking your intake calls. Fantastic to have you as part of the program. So welcome. Miguel, thank you for the kind words. Very clear. Thanks. David Lasman has asked for, oh, sorry, I don't normally use last names, a copy of the presentation. So yes, absolutely. I will send you a copy. Steve, I need help with linking the email account. This is set up with another agency. No problem, Steve. We've dealt with that before a number of times, so we're happy to help you through that. So just go to loansfromsearch.com and submit your payment, and we'll get that all taken care of for you. Again, you just give your account manager the information that they need in order to communicate with the other agency, and we're good at being persuasive enough to make sure that that's all properly taken care of for you. Our next question from Sean. Sean says, what is a good ad budget to get results? That's a great question, Sean. Definitely around $500 a month is a great place to start. And the great thing about this process is that you know within 30 days whether or not, I shouldn't say whether or not, you're definitely going to get traffic and clicks and calls. What it allows you to do is to establish the cost per call and the cost for traffic. And again, keeping in mind, if you see 20 mobile calls, that should attribute to roughly like 40 calls coming in, because half of the people will see your ads on desktop, half of the people will see your ads on mobile. So half of the calls are trackable, half of them are not. But, excuse me, at the 30-day mark, you'll know, because you'll have been tracking the calls, how many of those people have actually come from the advertisements. So that should give you a benchmark, and then you can just scale it up or scale it down based on what you need and how many calls you need every month once you know how much it is. Sal asks, how do I get rid of fake office locations listed on Google Maps? So Sal, there's a button when you do the search, and when you click on that button, it will allow you to report a listing. And when you report a listing, you're essentially telling Google, hey, there's something going on with this listing. And then you can basically let them know about that. Hold on a second here. Let me get the webcam on here so that I'm not talking into a computer screen all weird here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. All right. My hair is bad, but not too bad. So we're okay here. All right, cool. So we'll pop this up here, and then we'll get these pulling up here. Deborah. Hey, Deborah. Great to see you here. Can't wait until you send the replay out. Looking forward to it. So Eric, so what I can do is, Marley, if I could have you have the team reach out to Eric Taylor. He's interested in the program. So Eric, we're happy to chat with you, and I look forward to having you as part of the system. Chuck, awesome. Thank you for the kind words. Janelle asks a great question. So Janelle says, links, articles, and directories, does that include social media and websites? So the first half, social media, if you get an article, like if you get a link back to your website from Facebook, it's basically, they don't carry a lot of weight, really. So you can, get a ton of talk about your website from social media, and it really won't impact your rankings. Websites are a totally different thing. So if you're getting a lot of other websites that are linking to you, that are sharing an article that you've produced by posting it on their blog and then linking back to you, those are very important. Those are high quality backlinks. So when you get the links from websites, yes, very powerful. When you get them from social media, not so much. Hopefully that helps. Sean says, what's the best way to list your name in Google My Business? Another great question. So company name. So for compliance, you put your company name on there. And again, I'm not a compliance expert. It's definitely good to get a second opinion on that one. But company name, and then your name, and then area name mortgage lender. So it would be Connection Incorporated, Chris Johnstone, Guelph Mortgage Broker, right? Or Guelph Mortgage Lender, whatever. So kind of break it down into like the company name, your name, and then the area name, and then the keyword is basically the way to map that out. Or you can just use the business name if you don't want your past customers to kind of find you through that profile. Some people are weird like that. So check that out. Oh, hold on. Okay, cool. So Janelle's got another question. How does this compare to Yoast? So Yoast is a great tool for directory submission. So essentially you can take your business, put it into Yoast, and Yoast will syndicate your business information into a lot of the local or a lot of the high-level business directories, I should say. So Yoast is a great tool, but when you cancel your membership, they pull all of your listings. So you're somewhat hooked in there, where the way that we do it is we manually go out and submit to those services so they stay long-term. So even if you cancel your service for whatever reason, even if you cancel your service with us, all of the work that we've done for you stays out there. Like we have clients that are still on the program because they went off and then they came back on, but they didn't dip during the process where they weren't working with us because we don't engage in shenanigans. So a lot of the other, and I'm not speaking disparagingly about anybody out there. There's all kinds of business models out there and all kinds of good stuff. Yoast specifically runs a phenomenal business. They're great. But there are some other companies that will build your rankings on a platform. And if you stop paying for access to that platform, they'll then pull everything that they've produced for you, including like the website and everything. We just don't do business like that. We want people to do business with us. And even if they decide to not do business with us anymore, still go away and give us referrals and say, hey, it was great to work with Connection Incorporated, right? So we look at it like you're a customer for life. You may be doing business with us now, you may be doing business with us in the future, but if you're here on this webinar, I love you and I want the absolute best for you, whether you're a paying customer or not, right? So that's how we kind of view that kind of stuff. So it's something to be aware of. Also, don't just sign up for Yoast and think it's done. You've also got your local business directories that you need to be doing. You've got all the other stuff, right? Our next question, does your system use WordPress? Will we have to redo our entire website? So Janelle, I would like to have the team take a look at your website and they'll tell you whether or not. So we need to be able to change basic information like title tags and the structure of the site. We need to be able to install Google Analytics. We need to be able to install Google Webmaster Tools. There's site load time stuff. There's a bunch of other technical stuff that happens during the technical audit, which basically starts like the minute you're done your intake call with the team. And on the call, we'll let you know whether you need to adjust your website or not. Most oftentimes, you don't have to mess with it. But if you do, we'll let you know. And we do have options for that as well. We have web development services. We don't offer it as a product, but if somebody's coming in on the SEO product, I have in-house developers that work full-time just for us, and we'll take our team and have them develop your stuff for you. So if you like our stuff, you'll like the stuff that they produce for you. And we build everything on WordPress, and you own it. So hope that helps. Janelle asks, do you have any current clients who are in the reverse mortgage space? The answer to that is yes, absolutely. We are dominating the reverse mortgage space up in the Western Canada marketplace as far as organic search goes. It actually works really well in the reverse mortgage space. There are some nuances that we have to do as far as your content and your backlinking, but we've kind of already figured that out with previous clients. Now we've got a really nice smooth roadmap to going out and getting reverse mortgages. And now that we can tack paid traffic on top of it with ratings and reviews, that would be a great way to go with the marketplace. Our next question from Scott. Do you work with a limited number of clients in each marketplace? Yes, I do. So 2 per market. And Scott, it's great to see you here, brother. Hope all is well. I'd love to touch base with you. So yes, 2 clients per marketplace, and that's basically like per, you know what a market is, right? So question from Paul, does Quicken Loans operate in Canada? That's a good question. Paul, I don't know. I'm sure we can find that out for you, but I would do a simple, I'd do a Google on that one and I don't really know the answer to that question. So, but I would like to know. So if you find out, send me an email. So Chris, I am on a border, but I also have many past clients from Virginia when I did a lot of business down there. Same with another state. How do I leverage all of my past client reviews? So Steve, you can get reviews from people that talk about like your level of service, level of professionalism, what it was like to do business with you, even on a Google My Business page that isn't specific to their location. So you can totally get national people to leave you a local review, and it will absolutely work. We've done it lots of times before. There's nothing weird that goes on there. Absolutely reach out to those past customers. Those reviews are gold, and we'd love to help you with that process. Go ahead to loansfromsearch.com, and we'll literally help you scrub through that database and go through the process of reaching out to all those people to get you as many of those 5-star reviews as possible. So we're looking forward to that. Janelle asks, how long does it take to get a consistent response from the system? That's a great question. It depends on the market. Like if we're going into like San Diego, for example's sake, it's going to take us a lot longer to get a result in San Diego than it would be to go into, Lindsay, Ontario or something like that. Nothing against Lindsay, Ontario, obviously, but it depends on how many competitors are in the marketplace, how many backlinks they have, how much content they've produced. It's literally like running a marathon. And the longer you're on the track, the further you are ahead of your competitors. So if we get on the track and we start running and there's somebody that's already 10 laps ahead, well, we got to work our tails off until we've gone around the circle enough times that we catch that competitor and pass them. So that being said, the quality of the links that we produce for our clients and through our processes typically sees us ranking in a marketplace anywhere from 3 to 4 months from that time. So typically speaking, 4 months is like 4 to 5 months would be like a longer window to actually getting results. But when you're on your intake call, they're going to map that process out for you and tell you basically how long it's going to take. And if that's too long for you and you don't have the budget to sustain it to the point where you're ROI positive, we can either run the ads for you so that you're getting immediate ROI, which will offset that, or you can just say, you know what, it's not a good fit for me on the intake, and we'll just refund 100% of your money. We part friends. It's all good. But either way, just go to loansfromsearch.com, submit that initial payment, and Ashley from the office will reach out and get you booked for an intake call, and we'll answer all your questions there on that intake call for you, and we'll get you all set up. So David says, what if I only have 2 previous customers? So David, in that case, you're probably better suited to working your center of influence at this point. Definitely every customer that you close, get a rating and review, get it on your Google My Business profile, reach out to those past 2 people, right? Get them on there, and just work your center of influence. Everybody that you know should know that you're a mortgage lender. You should definitely have your social media profile set up. You should definitely be adding everybody to social media and starting to establish yourself as authority through content and networking. Get out there. If you have the wherewithal, you should check out our Facebook webinar on how to generate Facebook leads for real estate professionals. That's a great way to get in the door with those real estate professionals, get some deals underneath your belt, open up some relationships, and then use that to start filling up your pipeline, funding those loans, get those loans to leave your review on Google. And then, in a year's time, a year and a half, when you've got momentum on the ratings and reviews, then implement the search strategy for you. So hopefully that helps. So another question here, do we have the ability to recommend the copy, look, and feel? Absolutely. So your account manager ends up kind of almost like becoming a little like wheel in your business, where they're going to get to know your look and your feel and your brand positioning and all of those wonderful things. And it's like we become an extended part of your team. So yes, absolutely. We want as much feedback as possible on the content. And your account manager is the one that is actually producing the content. So when you talk directly to them, it's not like they're taking that information and then trying to convey it to a writer somewhere, right? It's like, it's them. So you really do work with them. And it is like hiring somebody, in your business, but they're like the best in the industry at, in my opinion, of course, at search marketing, database marketing, mortgage marketing, content production, backlink production. It's like, imagine going out to, whatever website it is where you hire people and going, I need a search engine expert. I need a CRM expert. I need somebody who knows how to get ratings and reviews. Like, how do you hire that person? And what do you pay them? Right. And like I said earlier, it could be like one incredibly talented person or two moderately talented people that do the workload of essentially what we do as part of this system. Scott, thank you for the feedback, man. It's great to have you here. Yes, absolutely. We can work with a company. It doesn't have to be an individual agent. Yes, we have experience in the reverse space. Bobby, awesome. Thank you. We're looking forward to having you as part of the program. Welcome. So David, yeah, it's not a problem at all. So another one of those questions about whether or not your customers are local. So yes, absolutely. You can get people, because you lend in all 50 states, you can get all of those people to leave ratings and reviews on your local profile and drive that local business. That's not a problem at all. Lizette, absolutely. We work in all over North America. So the question is, you speak about this working in the US. What about Canada? So yeah, one of our major testimonials that you saw there, James Lowen, so he's in Burlington, Ontario. So we work both sides of the border, and our system works just as well in both marketplaces. So hopefully that helps as well. Is it possible to do a conference call between yourself and my superior? So Janelle, what we'll do is we'll put you in touch with one of the members of our team, and they'll be able to have that conversation and just kind of outline the benefits of the program, answer any technical questions. They know this stuff inside and out, just like I do. They're more than happy to have that conversation and help you through that process. So Dennis, the best way to have your owner take a look at this would be to submit a deposit so that you have the marketplace, because we don't want to go to your superior with something where we don't actually have room on the program. So the best way to go about that is to go to loansfromsearch.com, submit that deposit, and then we'll get you more information on how to get you set up with that. But claim the marketplace, make sure that it's still available, that you have access to it, and then we can take the process from there. So Steve, yes, absolutely. You will get a copy of the webinar. Yes, because you are here live, I will make sure that you get a copy of the webinar. Marley, there is, I would like you to reach out to Danielle Phillips, please. And she's a Freedom Club member from our team, and she would, well, we need to have a conversation with her. So please make sure that that connection gets made. And Danielle, hey, it's great to see you here again, and looking forward to chatting with you. So Dennis says, I'm in a town of only 75,000 people. It seems like many of the results are from larger areas. So Mike, one of the major testimonials that we kicked the webinar off with, was in a marketplace of 100,000 people. So you're not far off at all. My hometown, where my dad still runs his mortgage business, is Guelph, Ontario. Again, another small town, just over 100,000 people in that marketplace. And we know we're good for about a call a day in that marketplace with that type of population size. And that's with a moderate market, not anything crazy like that. So hope that helps. Diane Lester, shouldn't use your last name. Absolutely, we're going to get you taken care of, Diane, and that is fantastic. Welcome. So a question about LinkedIn. What about LinkedIn? What about LinkedIn? I have never heard of anybody going to LinkedIn, typing in mortgage lender, and selecting a mortgage lender through LinkedIn. I'm sure it happens. There are some pretty diehard LinkedIn members out there, but I wouldn't say that it's an average customer path. You're absolutely going to have results from Google. Come on, basically Google's doing all the work for us, right? They've got all the traffic. People know to go to Google and then to actually, do the search on Google to find the mortgage lender. So, stick to the path that's proven and that's actually getting customers. And then if you really want to mess around with LinkedIn down the road where you've got spare time and money to burn to figure it out, that's great. But there, right now we don't see results coming from that platform. Now I've broken the audio. Hold on here, just give me 1 second. Because these handy dandy things just died on me. I apologize. Let me take this break opportunity to just get a quick sip. I realize we're here at 3:30, and I know that we're a half hour over time, but I hope that you're enjoying the Q&A. We still have a tremendous amount of people here, so I'm assuming from that you're getting value from this. So we're just going to keep going. I'm with you as long as I can possibly support you. So quick sip of coffee, cold coffee. Woof. And we'll keep going here. So from Steve, if someone tried to report one of our locations as fake, would Google give us a chance to defend ourselves, being able to defend ourselves from dirty tricks? So Steve, so you would probably benefit from our connections with our account managers. So we actually have a phone line where we can call and talk to our account rep, and they have access to senior level, I think they call them engineers, senior level Google engineers, which is a sweet title to have. But we essentially go through our contacts because we're a Google certified partner to be able to kind of set that relationship up. That would be useful for you, maybe simply worth the cost of the investment just to get that all worked out for you. But loansfromsearch.com, and then absolutely we're happy to leverage our resources to help you with that problem. Our next question here from Terry: do you feel that Facebook is becoming less relevant and favoring Google instead? So Terry, the answer to that is Facebook is not becoming less relevant, in my opinion. We drive a lot of traffic through Facebook, but Google isn't becoming any less relevant either. It's two totally different things. And the Google user and the Facebook user is the same person, right? You have the same person surfing Facebook that is then going out and doing a Google search for mortgage lender. What's different is purchase intent. So when you're advertising on Facebook, you can either have like friends and family and you're just like posting on Facebook and getting your message in front of those people, which is like hit and miss, very sporadic. And I mean, how many people in your database are actually getting a mortgage right now? Like maybe 5% of the people that you know are actually in market for what we're selling. So we're not even really selling it. It's not like we can convince people to get a mortgage, but when they need a mortgage, we need to be in front of them. So you use advertising on Facebook to get in front of people. And you can target people based on the fact that they're interested in real estate, they're interested in mortgage, and show them really relevant advertisements and get them to come through that funnel. But they have to see the ad, click on the ad, fill in their information, and then you go out and communicate and follow up with that person, right? You're essentially in pursuit of them. Now, we have automated systems that send text messages and ringless voicemails and emails that get about 50% of those people to respond back, and you're able to then get into a communication with them. But those people, when you get into the conversation with them, some of them, a very small percentage of them, like 5, 6, 7%, are ready to go right now. The majority of those people are in the buying cycle. You know, it could be 90 days from now or a year from today they're looking to buy, and there's really no way to filter that other than just putting them into a good high quality CRM and letting the CRM and the automation do its job and follow up those people long term. When you get a lead from Google, that person has said, I'm getting a mortgage, because they've typed mortgage lender into the search. So just by the behavior pattern of going and searching for mortgage broker or mortgage lender, they have identified themselves as a lead that is at the end of the purchase journey and that actually wants to talk to a mortgage broker or mortgage lender. So you don't have to put any of that long-term automation in place. You just have to pick up the phone when they call, and it's an easy conversion. Now, it may be the very same person that's seeing your ads on Facebook, but they've done a Google search and they say, oh, hey, so I'm on Facebook. Now they're the best rated on Google. Absolutely, I'm going to call them. Like, you can get that overlap. But I don't think that Facebook is becoming any less relevant, and I don't think that Google's getting any more favor. I just think it's the people that are at the end of the buying cycle you search,
and the people that are a little bit earlier in the buying cycle are accessible through social media advertising. And in my humble opinion, you should have both. But if you're looking for just like, I don't want to deal with a lot of automation in my business and systems and stuff like that, Google is the easiest path to the customer. Okay, Taylor says, how do I add more than one person associated with the business? So Taylor, that is so again, it's one of those things where you kind of got to see it on the screen to kind of go through the process. Marley, if you could have one of the team members dig through our blog post. I believe that we've done a blog on how to do that process. If possible, could you email that over to Taylor and so that she gets the answer to that question? We'll have somebody on the team reach out to you and see if we can answer that question for you. If we don't have a blog article that's been produced on it, even though I'm pretty sure we do, we'll send you a relevant article that has the answer for you. What if my website name has the area in it? I won't say your mortgage name, but yeah, that's great. I mean, if your website has the area name in it, that's great. But again, it's one of those things where you're not going to get a huge bump from that. You've definitely got to have the backlinks and the content and the website structure is far more important than the domain name, but the domain name helps, right? Sorry, just one moment. Brian, welcome. Welcome to the program. It's great to have you here. Another question. So Janelle, again, the best way to go about the process is go to loansfromsearch.com, submit the payment, and then on the intake call, we'll answer all of the more detailed questions about WordPress and your existing website, because I really have to see it in order to kind of give you the advice on that. What if our company has a website, but I want to develop my own website? Can you create one for me? So I'm assuming it might be Ed. So yeah, absolutely, we can. Our developers will build the site for you. It's built on WordPress. You own it. It's your domain. We set you up with your own hosting package. It's your website, and the fee is very nominal. And we can talk to you about that. So just go to loansfromsearch.com, submit your payment, and if it all looks good, that's great. We'll get started. If not, for whatever reason, we'll just refund your money 100% on that intake call, and off to the races we go. Brian, thank you very much for spending the time here. Great to have you here. So Eugene, yes, absolutely. If you're interested in getting started on the Facebook program, you can email support@connectionincorporated.com. That's all spelled out. Support@connectionincorporated.com will get you taken care of. So I had to step away. Is there someone I can ask questions to about the meta title tags and build a reverse mortgage funnel in my business? Yes, absolutely. So go to loansfromsearch.com, submit your payment, and then on the intake call, we'll walk you through the whole process, answer any questions that you have on how we're going to implement this in the business, and get you going on that, Steve. So looking forward to having you as part of the program. Steve says, nice. Thank you for being here, Steve. It's great to have you here. So our next question, we have a number of agents in various marketplaces. Can we build this out for the whole company, or do we need it for individual loan officers? So we do have a corporate package. Now we need to go through at a corporate level and determine what marketplaces we still have available and where we can actually help you. And then from that point, look at are those marketplaces, do they work for your corporate strategy? And can we work together from that point? So absolutely, let's set up a call. And we'll go through that. Again, support@connectionincorporated.com, and just let us know you were on the webinar and what you're looking to talk about, and they'll be happy to set up a call with you. Okay. So great question. We do both forward and reverse mortgages. If we claim the marketplace that we're in, do we nail down both? And the answer to that question is yes. So the reverse mortgage funnel and the forward mortgage funnel are all part of one campaign. There's no additional charge for it. You get that as part of your overall campaign, and we can do both in the same marketplace. Paul, what is up? Yes, absolutely. We'll get you taken care of. You're absolutely welcome. It's great to see you here. Very good. So David, yes, absolutely, welcome, and we're looking forward to working with you. Awesome. Yes. Okay. So we're getting down to the bottom. I see a lot of questions about the recordings. Yes, everybody that attended live will get a copy of the recording. A geographic region, define a geographic region. It's 50 miles around your office location. That's a Google thing, not an R thing. And yes, the recording will include the Q&A, so hopefully that helps. So Terry says, I've had an ad turned down by Facebook and can't seem to get them explain why, just a lot of gobbledygook. Welcome to Facebook, Terry. Yeah, absolutely. They don't give you a whole lot of good feedback when they decline an advertisement. That's why we have a done for you service, because it, especially considering recent news, that platform has, just like Google, in the beginning, you can kind of fight your way through it, but by the time these systems get as advanced as they are right now, you really kind of do need an expert to take care of them for you. That's why we don't sell so much of the information programs anymore, why we're doing the done for you, because it's gotten so advanced that you should be spending your time funding loans, talking to customers, talking to real estate partners, managing that side of the business while we manage your digital side for you. And whether that's Facebook or Google, I definitely recommend the Google thing to get started with. But if you're running all of your own Facebook ads, right, and then all of a sudden your ads get declined and you get a bunch of gobbledygook back from Facebook, all of a sudden you're losing all of the productivity in your business because you're trying to communicate with people that don't want to communicate with you. You don't know what you did wrong. It's just this huge thing. Whereas it should just be your account manager says, oh, hey, last week your ads didn't run for a couple of days, but we got it taken care of and your ads are back up. And you read a 20-second email rather than spending hours and hours and hours of your time trying to figure out Facebook ads, right? Same thing with Google. Like, why is my website not ranking? How do I log into my dashboard? What's my password? You go through like all of this time to try and set these systems up when you could just, Carl White calls it, writing small checks to cash big checks. That's all this is, right? You're investing in our services so that we can do the work for you, so that you can get the phone calls, so that you can process the loans. And I definitely, we do that in our business. I truly believe in it, and this is what we're really good at. So that's why we have the offering. So John says, are titles, metas, and H1s included? Yes, absolutely. We do all of that stuff for you. What is the name of your blog address? So Steve, it is connectionincorporated.com /blog. You can also just go to connectionincorporated.com and there's a blog tab up at the top. You can just click on there to see our most recent articles. Eugene, yes. So we will reach out to you, Marley. Make sure that we reach out to Eugene Reyes about the Facebook program. Janelle. Oh, Janelle, I hope that you're still on the call. We're already ranking #1 on the map, but we have no ratings and reviews. Absolutely. Let's get together. I can help you. You're the perfect customer for us. We're going to get the phone ringing, and we can do it very quickly in your local marketplace if you're already ranked. And what we're going to be able to do is to take that ranking and expand you out across a whole bunch of other keywords that you're probably not already ranking on. And that's just going to drive more traffic as we're building the ratings and reviews for your process. So that's a great fit. So go to loansfromsearch.com, submit the payment, and we'll get you going. We're looking forward to working with you. Anthony, yes, absolutely. We will send you a link to the Facebook. So we don't really have a Facebook webinar that you can watch, but we have one coming up with Carl White, and I'll send you the link for that when we get it. So I'll be announcing that as well. So Janelle asks, if we submit a payment and then decide it's not for us, we can bow out, correct? Absolutely. On the intake call, if it's not right for you, you just say, you know what, guys, this isn't for me. And we'll refund 100% of your money, and we both part friends. It's all good. There's no risk, because if you've got more detailed questions or you want to know about the website, all that good stuff, no problem at all. Claudia, No problem. We'll get you on the phone with one of our people. They're happy to help you out. Just email support@connectionincorporated.com and we'll get you taken care of. You're absolutely welcome for the answers, Terry. It's great to see you on the webinar. Hope all is well, brother. It's been a while since we've chatted. So yeah, hope you're doing well. Yeah, absolutely. Thrilled and off the charts that we're ranking first on the map, but we need help getting those ratings and reviews, and we're here to help you with that. Perfect. John, welcome to the program, John. We're really looking forward to working with you. And you'll be getting a call from Ashley from the office to set up your intake call either tomorrow or the day after, based on the volume that I'm seeing coming through here. And but we are going to get you taken care of. And this thing is a well-oiled machine. Our account managers are just phenomenal at launching these systems out. We're really looking forward to working with you. And thank you for your trust in your business. I think you're going to be greatly surprised and delighted with what we're going to help you do in the business. So welcome to the program. Awesome. Also to the Janelle, welcome to the program. That's fantastic. Claudia, also welcome to the program. Fantastic. I guess to the point where we've done the pitch. Yes. So you've submitted your payment, and the question is, can we work with Chris on the intake call? Yes. So when Ashley calls you this afternoon, just request, hey, I would like Chris to attend our intake call. And then they'll access my calendar and make sure that all of the times fit between you and corporate and our team and me, and we'll all get together. And again, we'll figure all that out in the next couple of days, and we'll get you guys kicked off and going. So head on over to loansfromsearch.com and get started today. So there we are, an hour and 46-minute long web event, and still stacked. So y'all, thank you so much. I realize it's been a while since I've done a webinar, but I've been here working super hard, building all of this stuff for you so that I can make sure that you have a phenomenal experience. So thank you so much for taking your time, spending with us here today. And if there's anything that I can ever do for you, please feel free to reach out, support@connectionincorporated.com. If I can't help you directly, don't worry, my people will get you taken care of. We'll get you what you need. And thank you again for being part of our community. Thank you for being here as part of this event. And thank you for your trust in your business. It means a lot to me and my family. And we're really looking forward to working with you. So until our next event, I wish you all the best. Much love. And this is Chris Johnstone signing off, and we'll see you soon. All right. Bye, everybody.